Yeah, we most certainly can.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Let's Have a Real Conversation podcast with
Dashing D.
and I am JD, aka He Who Pods, and it's high energy today because if you saw the title, you know today is Title's owner's birthday. Woo! The title. Stop.
It's gonna be that kind of pod, guys.
That's right.
It's gonna be a doozy.
December 4th, a star was born.
December 4th, a star was indeed born.
That's it.
By the name of Sean Carter.
I thought he was about to give him a fake middle name. I was like, wait, what you doing? Because of the way you paused. I was like, wait, what's she about to call him?
I have no idea.
Like, you know how niggas be like, Jesus H. Christ?
Yeah.
He's about to post some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
Sean Carter.
Yep.
Was born on this day.
That sounds like what you was about to do. She was about to hit the whole first track off of Fade to Black. Oh, no, it's not Fade to Black. The Black Album.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
Yeah. Sean Cordy.
Yeah.
Fucked it up. Sean Corey Carter was born on December 4th.
His middle name is Corey?
Yeah. 1969.
I might have just learned something.
He's 53 years old.
I mean, that one I knew.
He was born in Brooklyn, New York.
I think we all knew that one. What else you got on your Wiki fun fact page?
His net worth is $1.3 billion, according to Forbes.
What did he say on the song?
His wife is Beyonce. They were married in 2008.
It doesn't matter.
There'll
be plenty of Jay-Z lines later in the pod.
He is dad
to
Blue Ivy Carter.
And what's the twin?
Sir Carter and Rumi Carter.
Hold on. One of the kids' name is Sir?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I don't know none of this
Sir
stuff.
and Rumi are the twins.
I don't know any of this stuff. I keep telling y'all, like, I listen to the music. I might follow some of the business moves.
Yeah, but you'll be on the internet and then you'll be acting like you don't know nothing about what goes on the internet. And on the internet, they told us the names of their children.
I ain't show up for class that day. I was cutting.
Well, Sir and Rumi are the twins' names. And everybody knows Blue Ivy Carter, who, has her own money and her own awards and her, she's just, she's been a mogul since she was like 5.
I thought it was before that.
Probably before that. Maybe I'm not giving her enough credit, but
Didn't they have her like crying on Dimes and Nickels?
Yeah, she's
not crying on Change.
Been,
There's a song called Dimes and Nickels or Nickels and Dimes.
She's been working for most of her life.
Child labor.
Get
the money.
And then she goes and she has a blast at the Wearable Art Gallery art show that they do. That her grandmother hosts, and all the stars go to, and yeah, she'd be over there bidding on art.
Lovely.
Yeah,
I love that for her.
I do too. But we just wanted to shout out,
Hove,
Jigga,
H to the Izzo.
I
think that's enough for now.
I think so. I think we can move on. Let's talk about the Soul Train Awards.
You got it.
All right. Well,
back to you, D.
The Soul Train Awards happened. Finally, I've been talking about the Soul Train Awards coming up for weeks, getting the dates wrong and everything.
That's because your industry insider confused you with the recording date versus the airing date versus the dress rehearsal versus the backstage pass, the give out times.
So it turned out that it was 2 days after Thanksgiving. It was on the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
The 26th, right?
The 26th.
I remember that from last pod.
Yeah. It was a big celebration of R&B music.
That's a beautiful thing.
Very beautiful thing. I had a good time watching it.
I heard some snippets.
Did you like what you heard?
I did. Everything I heard was beautiful,
Yeah.
harmonious, lovely.
I even watched
nice on the ears.
Yeah.
Soothing.
It was soothing. And speaking of Sir did his thing. Money
Indeed.
Long did her thing.
Oh, your girl was there too.
Yeah, she opened the show.
Wait, don't tell me her name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but no, I won't tell you.
Hillary, aka Coco Jones.
Coco Jones did her thing.
Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Coco Jones was there. Shantae Moore. Jay Holiday.
People were impressed. Jay Holiday kind of like was buzzing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where
people ain't know he was still able to put you to bed.
I was just about to say I don't know where he's been, but I mean, it was nice to see him.
I don't know, but I heard people were very impressed by it. Mm-hmm. I heard a little snippet of that too. That was cool.
Yeah. Who else was there? I really feel like, honestly, I'm just gonna bring up Money Long again.
Money or Moni?
It's Money.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Money Long.
Sorry, I'm not hip. I gotta go look up their discography after this.
Yeah, she opened the show. She did this little skit where she basically reenacted her song. The song was about her finding out that her man was cheating on her.
Oh, I like when people do skits like that.
Yeah, so when the show opens, they're on a bed and she snatches his phone from him, and there's this whole back and forth. He gets up, he feels disrespected by the phone thing.
As he should.
So he gets up and he's like, I'm gonna leave, but the idiot forgets his phone, and so she has his phone and she goes through his phone, and he has a wife.
Wow,
so
that escalated very quickly.
Yeah, so
wow.
And then she starts singing the song, which is about that pretty much.
Was the host of Good Morning America there?
Ha!
Sorry.
Good one.
I tried.
Good one.
I tried.
Good one. You needed to redeem yourself from Nomless Nikki. So that was good. I like that.
You couldn't let it die, huh?
Nope.
Nomless Nikki.
But yeah.
I tell you, everyone can be a hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that was interesting. Who hosted? Dion Cole and Tank.
Get him.
Love Tank.
Tank is doing his thing right now.
Tank is having a moment.
Tank is doing his thing. I'm loving it. He's got his podcast. I'm seeing him all over the internet. Now he's hosting shit. Yo, get it, Tank.
Yeah.
Tank is taking notes. I like it.
Tank, actually, so I watched it on demand and I accidentally went to the red carpet. I thought it was at the main show. So I ended up watching the red carpet. Tank kind of spearheaded that, and I thought he was great, hosting and whatever. He opened with a little funny R&B thing that he did. He was on the piano, and they basically took the concept, the R&B is dead concept that Diddy was trying to play around with. They basically used that as a theme.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So
see, that makes me want to watch it.
It was, honestly, I think you would really enjoy it if you watch it.
Maybe I will.
But yeah, so there was plenty of people. The Soul Cypher was cool.
What the hell is that?
It's a cipher, but it's a soul cipher. Erykah Badu started it back when she used to host the Soul Train Awards.
Come on, paint me a picture. This is your moment.
So it's not like your traditional cipher from the Hip Hop Awards, right? Where it's it was pre-recorded, but where it's pre-recorded and they're in this small space and they're rapping and they're, obviously these people are not rappers. So it's a little bit different. But the same in that they take turns singing and freestyling, if you will. And yeah, and then they come together. The way they did it, it was Money Long, and then 3 other people. So they kind of tagged each other in.
Okay.
They all went, and then at the end they did. It was a Michael Jackson song that they used the beat for. D Nice was the DJ, and at the end they sang Michael Jackson's hook together, and it actually was great. Like them singing together, thought it was really cool. But yeah, that's basically what the Soul Cipher is. It's an R&B cipher.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I was actually gonna tell you, if you watch anything, check that out, because I think it's interesting the way they do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I don't think it brings the same heat and the same energy that the hip hop ciphers do, but I don't think it can, just because of
it shouldn't.
What it is.
Should be
it's
a
not
very different feel, I'd imagine.
It's not the same thing, but I like, conceptually, I like it. I think it's cool when they do stuff like that. So, and again, Erykah Badu, you know, she killed it when she started it. So.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I expect nothing less.
Yeah. So
from Auntie Erykah.
Yeah. So I think it was a great show. Ari Lennox performed.
Oh yeah, I heard some snippets. She was doing her thing.
She was doing her thing. You know what's interesting? I've seen Ari Lennox perform live before.
I'm very jealous.
I won't be. Okay, let me We're here to tell the truth. We're here to have a real conversation, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I saw her live, it was at a festival. Festivals are weird. All your favorite performers can't do festivals. I'll say that. And I'm not just speaking, I'm speaking generally. Everybody you know who can perform well live doesn't need to be at a festival. It's a different environment. They're like yelling to the crowd in some ways. Like, I didn't enjoy.
I'm sorry. I'm just really nervous about this, but go ahead.
I want to be honest.
No, go ahead.
I won't say which festival it was. I'm not going to try to promote it in any way so people can go look it up. Nothing like that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I know that she sings well and I know that she's great, but I didn't love when I saw her perform at a festival. I did not enjoy the way she sounded. So but I know that's one performance. So I say that to say I was watching this performance, and I actually, watching it, I really enjoyed it. But not only that, it made me feel like she's grown as a performer.
Okay.
That was my takeaway from it. I feel like
from the Soul Train performance.
I feel like when I saw her, it was several years ago at this point. So, she's just a different artist today than she was that day anyway. But I thought she was great. I thought she did an incredible job. I thought she sounded really good. I thought she looked really good. I was very highly entertained. I wish I had seen that performance live. I think that would have been.
You gotta holla at your industry insider. You know what I'm saying?
I think that would have been a really.
So you could be at the next Soul Train Awards.
I think that would have been a really nice performance to see live. I think she did an amazing job. I think she looked really good and she sounded really good, and I was pleased. And for me, I feel like I can hear and see her growth, which I love. I mean,
that's always a beautiful thing to witness as a fan, as a consumer, as a bystander, like just being able to see that in any artist, I think is one of the special things about being part of the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's a artist of any kind, from any genre. Like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I remember the movie Wedding Crashers.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Walker. He Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Walken. Yeah, I was like, wait, that wasn't right. Christopher Walken. His son is going through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, well, what? Uh, one of the Owens brothers is like, but what is he into? You got to try to get to know him. He's like, he says he's into art, but he's not into art. He's like, oh, but art is different. Everybody looks at art. He's like, no, it's shit. He just throws shit on a canvas and calls it art. And then later on, you see a piece, and he's like, oh, this nigga really could get busy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's great. I think that noticeable growth is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks about the evolution of an artist and their growth as an artist as a whole, but also, like in this case, the vocal ability. Or if you're listening to a rapper, like, oh, this person could do different flows now, or they're branching out into different subject matter. I think those things are really important, and I think this is beautiful to watch it.
And she looked comfortable. And
that's important.
Yeah, I think it is. She looked comfortable. She looked like she was, it was like second nature for her to be up there. And I enjoyed seeing that. I really did. I'm glad that I watched it for that specifically. I think maybe that was my favorite performance, to be honest. Escape was also honored. I believe they got, is it the Lady of Soul Award? I can't remember. I'm sorry, y'all. But they were honored. They ended up coming out and singing. There's a little drama with that. Did you hear about that?
No.
So apparently...
Wait, is it safe to come back over here, or are you about to wall out again?
No. You can come back.
Okay, because, I want to get shot.
No, I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm just going to say what the drama was. I know you're not going to care about this, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
No, tell them.
So there was red carpet drama.
With Escape?
Yeah.
Like, each other?
Yeah, so they...
What?
So, okay, I'm going to pull up the photo so you can see it.
All right, let me grab the specs. Because...
and
for the viewers, we'll put it on the screen.
So they showed up, and 3 of them...
3 out of 4?
3 out of 4 were wearing similar dresses.
Okay, I assume that was planned.
Yeah.
But then the 4th person...
It
was on their Beyonce?
Was wearing a completely different
yeah.
type of dress. You see that, right?
Yeah, what's that about?
She then posed, like, I guess people started talking about, people are buzzing on the internet about it, like, in real time as it was happening. She made sure to post and say that, she didn't get the memo about the sparkles. So, and they're saying that she hired her own stylist and didn't use the group stylist. And I guess her stylist didn't get up with the group stylist. And so she ended up with a dress that looked completely different from theirs.
Wow.
But it was interesting that she made a point to put it out there. And I was like, yo, y'all, like, no offense, but y'all are old. Like, why y'all fighting like this?
Old people fight too?
Y'all still got group drama like that? Oof.
Do groups ever not have drama?
Well, I guess that's my question, is that y'all don't grow out of that shit?
No.
Damn.
Drama's drama.
I don't think I could be in a group. I'm not a singer or a rapper I don't have any musical abilities. I just don't think I could be in a group.
So what is this?
I think I would be
All right, Chris.
I did not even think about it that way. Oh, you know what? You know what? I do okay with this duo.
I mean, you know what?
I
think
do
I'm gonna
okay.
just permanently be over here this episode. That's it.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but you know, I do okay on LHRC.
No, that's cool. Me and the plant. You know what I'm saying?
You
We'll
know-
always put something to divide us.
Oh,
You know what I'm
it's a
saying?
little pillow. You can stand it up.
No, it's not a good color to
You
blend
good?
in.
Oh,
I'm great.
okay. Just gonna okay.
So,
Okay. I guess we're feuding, but
because you know you can't be a part of a group. So, all right, I'm okay.
all right, but yeah. So they had their issues. I thought that was really bizarre, but
Yeah, that's weird.
whatever.
But listen, groups beef, man. Like,
Of course they do.
now I think that's okay.
Mhm.
I think beefing is cool
Mhm.
because shit happens.
Yeah.
There's egos,
Mhm.
there's pride, then there's just nonsense. Shit happens. People butt heads. Cool.
Mhm.
I think the important part is something not all the groups get to, which is reconciliation.
Right.
And working together to accomplish whatever the new goals are.
Yeah.
Because, like, cool, in 97 we did blah,
Mhm.
but it's 2022. What are we trying to do today?
Right.
How could we help each other as a unit today?
Yeah.
I know this is the Jay-Z episode, but Wu-Tang has done, in my opinion, an amazing job
Mhm.
of that. They've
Yeah.
been beefing internally forever, we find out.
Right.
But we didn't know a lot of that.
No.
And even today, there is clear tension, and people have been vocal about different things, but
Mhm.
they still make sure they're on tour. When somebody drops a project, everyone is pushing it.
Yeah.
When people are dropping new merch, other people are wearing it. And they have like this huge supportive network that you can see, like, all right, well, whatever shit we got going on, it's not going to stop
not
what
gonna
we are
affect the
trying to do
business.
as a
Yeah.
whole.
And it should be.
And
that
I
way.
think that kind of, I mean, they're men, so brotherhood, but I think that kind of tight-knit family bond
Mhm.
is vital. And I think that's the thing a lot of groups don't get back to.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
oh, nah, she said she can't be part of a group. And yo, fuck her, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, y'all could accomplish mad dope shit still.
Right. Exactly.
Because Wu-Tang are all in their mid-50s, late 50s, and killing shit.
I know.
And every
Right.
time they go on a tour, it's like, nigga, it's nuts.
I know. Well, not Escape. They've had some issues. I remember they did a reality show a couple years ago too, when they were trying to like
Here's
reconcile.
our reality show segment. I tell you,
And yes, it was on Bravo.
Oh, there it is. Your favorite.
When they were trying to reconcile their differences. I forget what it was. I think it was called like Just Kicking It or something.
Should have been the name of this pod.
And I don't know, but apparently they still have issues. I didn't actually watch the show. I got to be honest.
So you brought it up and didn't even...
No, I brought it up because I remember the buzz about it, and the buzz was that they were, still having issues. They were still trying to kind of figure things out. This person was upset and didn't know if they wanted to be a part of the group anymore.
Is it the person with the different dress?
I don't know, maybe. I don't want to misspeak about it.
You should look into that. We might have to
circle back on that.
Report back on that later.
Yeah, but
that might add some context.
It just feels it seems like it would be very stressful to be a part of that. To have maybe had your issues back in the day in the 90s and in the early 2000s, and then today, like 20 years later, still having those same issues.
Some beef never dies.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would want to be. I don't know if I would want to be in that type of situation, but more power to them. They're still making money. They're still making, well, I don't know if they're still making music per se, but they're still out there. People still love them. It was nice to see them. It's so funny because normally you're the mellow one and I am
I put a double shot in my coffee. That's it.
And I'm so mellow today. And
sometimes you gotta listen. I got that. You know what I'm saying? You dropped the ball. Okay, I got it. Don't worry. I got you. Group mate.
You're never gonna let me forget, are you?
It's fine. It's all jokes. I'm fucking around. Come on, man. It's an entertainment podcast. You got to entertain sometimes.
We gotta entertain, of course. Yeah. So, listen, I just find it odd, but whatever. Jay Holiday, like I said, was cool.
Yeah,
he did
know.
Bed.
I mean, all the snippets I heard.
He did the two songs we
really
know.
Smooth.
Bed.
Was that a shot? Should I slide back over? I don't got the. I'm gonna tell you. Someone hit me up today because we were talking. I'm like, oh, did you watch LHRC?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, I'm behind a couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay. So have you seen us on the couch? They're like, you put a couch in the closet? How y'all did that? It's like, what? I'm like, okay, clearly you're behind on episodes. And so I sent them a screenshot. And they were like, oh, I really like the closet though. I was like, yeah, but sometimes you got to graduate to something different. Yeah, and then they asked me, then they said, man, now I'm going to miss my favorite part. I said, what's your favorite part?
The caressing of the dresses. I said I was just going to bring the leopard coat out.
They was like, yo, drape it over. They was like, yo, every time she say some wild shit and you start fucking with her dresses, I be cracking up. I was like, I mean, that was my shit, but I don't have anything now.
I know. We've kind of settled into this space too. Like at first we were like, we don't know. Maybe we'll go back to the closet. Maybe we won't.
Yeah, but it's good now.
We've kind of we have a little bit more room now.
We do. I could slide over,
Yeah.
I could run away a little bit.
I could
walk off.
I could sit.
Before I was just trapped. That's how the dress shit started.
Well, exactly.
It was like, what she said? Oh no, I want to, but wait, I can't go. So
right.
what I'm? All right, I'll fuck with these dresses then.
I know. Oh.
Rest in peace to the dresses.
Rest in peace to the dresses.
The dress caressing.
I said I was gonna just drape the leopard coat over the.
No, it's not the same.
Over the couch, and you could just.
Illegal leopard.
But I mean, this is velvet, so.
Flexing on.
You could just rub the couch.
Not the same.
No. All right. Well, listen, we graduated, so.
Anyway, I just thought I should share that.
That's great. That's great that people, were.
Like I said, every time she say something crazy, I was like, oh, okay. Some people knew it wasn't just me. All right. He was like, yeah, she would say some wild shit, and then you just.
I mean, it wasn't all wild, but it's fine.
All right.
So.
Let's leave that one there.
Anyway, yeah, Soul Train was good.
No, you were shooting at Jay Holiday. Go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't shooting at Jay Holiday. I said he did the two songs we know. Bed and Breathe.
You asking me? You just said we all know.
That's why.
Then you should know if you said we all know.
I can't breathe? No. It's something about breathing.
It's fine.
I can't sleep when
you don't. It's okay. You said everybody knows, and you
Suffocate Suffocate is the title of the song. I am 100% sure of that. He did Bed and Suffocate. You remember Suffocate? All right. You don't remember Suffocate?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Okay, we'll play it. We'll play it. Not now. I'll play it for you after. Okay. Anything else we need to get to about Soul Train Awards? Actual winners? Beyonce won. No, wait. Yes, Beyonce won. I can't tell you what the... Oh, wait. I think I saved some of the winners just so we would have them.
I just don't understand. I really don't. Like...
You want to explain why you don't understand Beyonce winning?
What did she win on the dance album? What song from the dance album?
Soul Train does not do dance titles, so
then she shouldn't be able to win anything.
Soul Train does R&B,
and that's my point. So what? That's what I'm saying. What song from the dance album did Beyonce win for? Break My Soul.
I actually don't think it was Break My Soul. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
The 2022 BET Soul Train Award for Best R&B Soul Male Artist went to Chris Brown.
Nice.
Beyonce won Album of the Year.
It's not an R&B album.
Beyonce won Album of the Year. Do you want to know who else was in the category?
I mean, it don't matter if she won.
Okay. Best New Artist.
Because whoever it was, they got snubbed.
Yeah. Thames won for Best New Artist. I love Thames.
I dig that.
Jasmine Sullivan wins for Best R&B and Soul Female Artist.
Okay.
Mary J. Blige wins for Best BET for.
I'm about to say Best BET. What?
There's so many B's and T's and C's. Okay, Mary J. Blige wins for Certified Soul.
Okay, I mean she should win that every year.
Mm-hmm. Money Long wins the Ashford and Simpson Songwriters Award.
Okay.
She beat out some pretty big names. She beat out Steve Lacy, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige, SZA, Burna Boy, and Ari Lennox.
Damn, those are some big names.
Yeah.
And big pens.
Yeah, and I lied apparently about dance. Best dance performance went to Lizzo.
Get it.
Okay, so it still seemed to be the top categories. But yeah. I know.
It's sickening. It's ridiculous. It's unnecessary.
And this is the place where, people are. I heard someone talking about Soul Train Awards and saying that you get to see faces and hear voices that you're not going to hear on mainstream stages like the Grammys, like the AMAs. So it's almost like they play this like juggling game where they're like trying to appease those of us who know what real R&B is, but they're also trying to like do the political thing too.
Swag.
It is.
Swag.
Go ahead.
I mean, we spoke about the Grammys and all that shit last pod, so I don't want to just repeat myself, but yeah, it's stupid to me. There's no reason for Beyonce to be winning an R&B award with a dance album. It's a good album. I spoke about the album on this pod.
Right. We
gave it great reviews.
Great,
we both enjoyed the album, even though we didn't really know what we were gonna get to a certain extent at the time. Mm-hmm. But it's not an R&B album. Like it's just not. And so it's just stupid. Like I understand that she is one of the top artists in the world. Mm-hmm. There's no questioning that.
Yeah.
0. Mm-hmm. You can say she's top 5 artist in the world, and I don't think people would argue with that either.
No.
But that doesn't mean she got to win an award every time she puts out music. If the shoe don't fit, that's it.
I agree.
Like if it's not R&B, it's not R&B. It's okay.
I agree. We
don't have to suck her off so much to the point that it's like, oh, she dropped something, we got to give her an award. Stop. It's annoying. Like and my thing is not because I don't want Beyonce to be championed or celebrated, but let the people win who are doing the things that category calls for.
And MTV has an EDM awards.
But that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't make any sense. So
it's not, and MTV is under the same parent company as BT that puts out the Soul Train Awards. But there is a space where that gets celebrated.
Yeah.
That's the only point I'm trying to make by saying that awards show exists. I've never watched it. I know it comes on.
But you're absolutely right. And it's fine if there's a dance. Like I don't have any beef with Lizzo winning best dance performance. That's what it was, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
But I couldn't figure
Lizzo is a dancing artist. She's someone who you constantly see dancing and performing on stage. I'm not even a Lizzo fan, and every other time I see something with Lizzo, she's on stage dancing. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense. But don't tell me Beyonce wins an R&B award for a non-R&B album. It's like, come on. There are other people that can that deserve the award, could benefit from the status that comes with the award, like we said on the last pod, and like Justice Summer Walker's manager was talking about. Justin?
Justice.
Oh, okay. I remember last time I messed it up, so I thought I messed it up again.
No, it's Justice.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, everything you do doesn't garner the same level of attention. Like, it's not, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that it sucked. It doesn't mean that people are hating. It just means that's not the category for this thing. That's all.
And that's the thing. People don't hate it at all. People are.
Well, I'm saying me. I don't want people to think that I'm saying there's no place for Beyonce or this album, or that the album sucked, or that she is not a good artist. I want that message to be clear. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, yeah, everything that she did with this album, it's a great album, but it's not an R&B album. She's nominated for Grammys. She just won a Soul Train Award. I'm sure there's more shit coming. And it's like, yo, y'all don't have to do that every time niggas put out an album.
Well, how do we categorize Silk Sonic?
Aren't they R&B?
So you consider like the Silk Sonic album that came out?
It's pop because of who the artists are.
I'm only asking because Silk Sonic was also nominated in the category she won. So I'm just curious about, it was album of the year, which I guess gives you a little bit of wiggle room in terms of the direction of the album.
But if it's an R&B album of the year,
no, it just says album of the year.
But is this not the R&B awards?
But this is R&B and soul.
So then, yeah, it still remains the same. The only reason I can understand Silk Sonic because although it was a shorter project than Beyonce's, there's R&B in the project. They're holding the notes. They have the tempos. They have the soul samples. They're recreating that like very specific time, very specific sound from that time that they're trying to kind of like bring life back into. So yeah, I can get that. But is it mostly an R&B album? I mean, I can argue both sides of that. But my thing is, okay, there's 17 songs on the Beyonce album, I think. How many of them are R&B? 0. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not
like, I think it's the same thing for R&B awards. Like rap awards or hip hop awards, they always name them differently at award shows. But like when we read the Grammy noms, they were saying one of the categories was what was it? Harmonious raps or something? Melodic raps. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a lot of people who do that. It would make no sense for like Jay-Z or like some straight up gangster rapper like Styles P to be, or Pusha T to be nominated for that award or win that award. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
Because there's nothing that they do that's even relatively close with the projects they've put out recently that fits that. So that's what I'm saying. Now, if you have somebody who kind of dabbles in that realm, then okay, cool. Like, if that's what if they have some of that at least incorporated in their project, then we can make an argument for it. But there's no R&B songs on the Beyonce album. So why is she winning technically the top award at the R&B awards?
Right. I don't know.
It's stupid.
Because she's Beyonce.
But that's what I'm saying. And it's like, I get that. That's cool. Nobody's mad at that. Beyonce is a top dog. Nobody's denying that. But it don't mean every time she or her peers, because there's a list of top tier artists who every time they drop something, they're gonna get awards. And that's why I respect what Bruno Mars did, or rather Silk Sonic did with the Grammys, because they know they was gonna win mad awards and other people were not gonna get the awards and the shine and the status that they deserve. Because they know the labels and the awards love Bruno Mars. And yeah, Anderson .Paak and the rest of the people involved in the Silk Sonic project would definitely benefit, but it's 2 megastars. They don't really need that. And Bruno Mars got mad Grammys in his crib. So yeah, he bowed out, and I respect that. And I'm not saying Beyonce has to bow out, but the point is we don't need to do this shit every time because niggas are megastars. Like,
agree.
And we spoke about this last year when the Grammys happened too.
Yeah, we've spoken about this a lot. Well, I mean, that's really all I have to say about Soul Train, I think if you can catch some of the performances, I think it's totally worth watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out. How long was the show in totality?
78 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. It's not super long.
Was it? Yeah, I think that's with commercials.
With commercials?
I think so.
Then it's even shorter.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah. So it was good. I didn't have any beef with it. Dion Cole and Tank were.
Excuse me.
Well, I guess Dion Cole was the host of the main show, and Tank, LaToya Luckett, and
LaToya Luckett is still alive?
yes, and thriving.
I haven't heard nothing from her since Torn.
Oh, she acts.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, she's an actress. She be doing her thing.
I had no idea.
She's an actress. She's on one of those reality shows.
Back to our reality segment.
T.I. and Tiny had their show.
Yep.
And then VH1 did this thing where they basically fused T.I. and Tiny with other people.
Okay.
So it was their show. It was still T.I. and Tiny's family business, but with LaToya Luckett and her man, well, ex-man, Monica and her family, and I think Toya Wright. I don't know if her last name is still right. She just got married a couple weeks ago. But Toya Wright and her family.
Okay.
And it became an ensemble cast. And then this other dude who's known in Atlanta, I think he's a pastor, but he's like a modern type of guy. Like he's someone you would have seen on the internet. I sound so old, right?
No, I'm saying that because when you said a modern type of pastor, I was like, what does that look like? Do they be up there like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. Yeah.
Not y'all motherfuckers need Jesus.
Is that how they? I don't know.
What?
That's why I'm asking.
Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus.
Like, how does that go? Do they be like, give it up for Jesus? Yay, yay. Like,
well, I think they're younger. They're like more in our age range. And, so the teachings are a little bit different and probably a lot less archaic.
I'm going to get cursed out.
Probably.
It's cool.
It's fine.
It's only entertainment.
I mean, and listen.
It's another whole line.
I know I'm not supposed to say this, but like, if you don't like it here, then just don't come back.
No, don't say that. Stay. Come have a seat on the couch. Join us. You want a sip of my Dunkin'?
Don't sit next to me. Don't sit next to me.
I'm not supposed to share because of COVID, but I like y'all. You can have a sip.
Don't sit next to me though when you come sit on the couch.
You see?
Anyway.
That motherfucker needs Jesus. Come on, son.
All right. Let's get off of the Grammys.
The Grammys?
The Soul Train Awards. The Grammys are not for another couple of months. All right, so just real quick to circle back, we talked about Chris Brown not being able to perform at the AMAs. I don't know if we realized or not, but the AMAs, I think, happened the same day we were recording, the same day we spoke about it. It happened that day. The only reason I'm bringing it up now is because Kelly Rowland, speaking of Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, if only I had thought of the segue before.
It's all right.
Kelly Rowland accepted his award for him because he was apparently nominated for awards at the AMAs.
Breezy?
Yeah. And she accepted his award, and I don't know exactly what she said. I know that she got up there and she, was supportive and said that he's her friend and she's very proud of him. And then Kelly Rowland got backlash for supporting him.
I mean, you know they hate on Chris Brown. You know that.
Yeah, but someone made a good point. I was listening to a podcast, And someone made a good point that a lot of people, men included, support Chris Brown publicly and nobody says anything. But for whatever reason, people got real angry at Kelly Rowland for
because they haven't let go of all those stuff with the women.
it's just ridiculous.
I'm not agreeing with it, but that's why.
Yeah, but it sucks. Because again, one, I didn't know they were friends. It doesn't matter. But
mob ties.
Right. But
sorry.
But
I know that's not a whole line, but it's the first thing that came to mind.
I didn't know they were friends, but apparently they are friends. It makes sense. R&B people know R&B people.
R&B people. That's our new group. R&B people.
And I mean, industry people know industry people. So.
And they were hot at the same time.
They were hot at the same time.
Destiny's
they were on the same red carpets. Yeah, they were on the same red carpets. Like, of course they know each other. Yeah. I just didn't know that they were good friends. But apparently they are. And people were pissed at her. And it was like, really? Y'all gonna be...
But that's why, though. Because they haven't let go of the stuff that's come up with the women.
And then they got to stop fucking with Kelly Rowland. I mean, aside from that. Did you hear about her conversation with Peter Rosenberg?
No, I'm not hip.
Apparently she went up to Hot 97.
After this?
I think it was either right before or right after.
Okay.
I want to say it was right before. She goes up there as I think she has a movie coming out. She's been a part of this holiday movie series for the past couple of years. So that may be why she was out there. And Rosenberg is interviewing her, and he basically tells her, you know, it must be really difficult, you know, for you to, like, you know, be friends with Beyonce and, like, you know, live in her shadow, basically. I'm paraphrasing. And, you know, like so she answers it well, and she just goes, I mean, but, you know, yeah, she's my friend, of course. Like, I think her success is great, but also I have success on my own. Like, you know, kind of just tries to steer him away from that, because it's like, I don't know what you're trying to, like, you're trying to pit me and Beyonce to get to, why can't I speak today? You're trying to pit me and Beyonce against each other for what reason? When everyone knows that since the beginning of all of this, we have been best friends. So it's like, he then goes on to say, well, yeah, you know, with a friend like Beyonce, you could just, like, kick your feet up and do nothing. Why do you work?
He must have been listening to Jay-Z. Because Jay-Z said... Jay-Z said, I gotta do it. Today's the day. Today's the day.
When that white man...
Jay-Z said, Bleak could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire. That must have been what he was bumping right before she walked in for the interview and was like, yo, why you...
You're ridiculous.
Why you not just, you know what I'm saying?
Peter.
Beyonce not giving you the Bleak treatment? Peter. Bleak is a CEO of you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, he's well taken care of. He's well taken care of. Listen.
As long as I'm alive. All right, sorry.
But it was like, did you really just turn to that woman and ask her why she works?
But Rosenberg don't give a fuck.
He's ridiculous.
He don't give a fuck. You know that.
But he's ridiculous. It was like, leave that woman alone.
He don't give a fuck.
Leave her alone. Like, for what? What is this? What is this for?
So if she gets caught slipping,
which she didn't,
but that's why. It's like, I'm gonna throw this out there. Let's see what happens. Because if she slip up, viral.
And I think they said even Ebro kind of stepped in and was like trying to, like, you know. Because Ebro probably be sitting there sometimes like, oh gosh, this white man again.
Yep. I would assume so.
Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I know that wasn't really on our list.
No, it's
of
good.
things
That's
to
okay.
discuss,
that is interesting. Definitely
ridiculous. Just ridiculous. And
Agreed.
and let's stay on women while we're here.
Okay, I have to tread softly, but go ahead. Yo, I gotta be careful when the women stuff get brought up. I'm not. I see some other
I gotta
podcasters.
tread softly. I like that you acknowledge it. You just
I keeps it real.
You gotta
because
keep it
some of the other podcasters, they be saying wild shit
They-
about women, and I'm just like, man,
They
why are
don't-
you doing that?
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Then they claim they're feminists, and I'm like, I don't know, man. As a feminist, I'm looking at, I don't know. You're looking real unfamiliar right now. I didn't see you at the last feminist meeting.
That is not a feminist make.
You wasn't there when we had the last meeting. I don't know if you're still able to say that.
That is too.
You know what I'm saying?
Too funny. Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. What you got? Young Jock?
Young Jock got to stay out of women's business.
Well, the first thing Young Jock got to do is stop going to Vlad.
Well, I mean, that's obvious. Like, I figured that went without saying.
No, we got to say it.
Because that's already a question mark. He also got to stay out of women's business. Like,
well, he was asked the question, but he went all the way
right,
left.
because you could be asked a question and you could answer the question and you can move on with your life.
He
went talked for
all the way left.
How long?
9 minutes.
He could have just minded his business. He could have just been like, you know what? Yeah, female rappers, that's it. He instead decided to continue on this journey of Nicki is a bully.
And
he don't care. He don't care what the Barbs say.
Yeah.
Which, if I was Young Jock, I would care what the Barbs say. But fine, I'm not Young Jock, cause what is Young Jock currently doing in terms of music?
According to that, he said he's doing radio and loving hip hop.
All right, nigga. So you don't need to be talking about Nicki Minaj, is the point. Or Lotto, and let's make something very clear right now. Because people, no.
Okay.
Because people, I'm hearing it happening. It's brewing under the surface. People are starting to spread a narrative that only the women feud and only the women fight and only the women have beef. The biggest beefs in hip hop have been men.
Yeah.
Let's stop acting like women, female rappers right now are doing something that men have never done or don't do, or they're somehow catty and petty because, yeah, we think it's all bullshit. Like, we're all like, okay, all right, y'all, let's stop fighting. But that's not like, at least I know when I say that here, that's not coming from a place of, oh, because you're women. No, it's just, all right, like, y'all had your beef. Go make some music. We want to hear the music that comes out of this.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the fact that they're women. But this narrative that Young Jock is trying to help push, that somehow men are just so much more put together and so much more amicable amongst each other, and they treat each other so much better than women do. Let's not do that. But I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. With all this stuff that's been going on with Nicki and Cardi and Lotto and whoever else is on the list of people who got into the weeds with whatever's been going on with them.
It's a long list.
I knew it was gonna come to this. But let's stop acting like men haven't been in crews since the 80s, where not just the person involved in the beef, but all his people too have something to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I was gonna say my people didn't do anything.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
My people have clean records.
Like, let's stop.
Maybe not all.
Let's stop acting like that wasn't a thing. Let's stop acting like the beefs that we've sit up on this very podcast and talked about and had fun saying, "Oh, this was said in the music and this was done and this was that." Let's not act like those weren't men who did that. He's really gonna pull the "you women need to sit down and stop fighting" card.
That's what he said. Not in those words, but that's what he said.
Because men are just so much, like, he really did that. He really sat there, but he was sitting there with Vlad. He really sat there and tried to say that men don't do this.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to turn over a new leaf and not just blurt out fuck people. So that's why I just paused. Because normally I would insert a fuck him right there.
I mean, listen.
Didn't know.
That's how you
didn't
feel.
know what else to say.
I don't understand. I don't know why he said that. I don't understand why he said that. Yeah, there's been a lot of bickering and we've discussed it, but to say that the women are not amicable and the women can't get along and the women are, he said a lot of shit about women.
Yeah.
And a lot of it didn't even have anything to do with what they asked him. He just was like, oh, let me just shoot. Mm-hmm. He just was blindly, he just was like, just doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, just blind spraying.
Yep.
That's nasty. Like,
because women are like this and women are like that, and women do this and men don't do that.
And see, this is exactly why before we brought this up, I said I have to tread softly, because that was a great example of what happens when you don't tread softly, and when you just say any old thing in front of a camera.
Like, say you have a problem with women without saying you have a problem with women.
Yeah, no, he did. There's a lot to unpack. I don't think it's all worth unpacking, to be honest.
No.
I don't like all the dissing women shit. Like, it sounds like there's a deeper, darker criminal link, to quote Hove again. I tell you, listen, one thing about me.
You gonna make sure Hove feels loved on his birthday.
It's his birthday. I mean, by the time y'all see this tomorrow, it won't be his birthday, but y'all gonna know what time it is when you watch this. You feel what I'm saying?
We had a birthday party. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck around and get the Chris, get that cake. No, I'm just playing.
I mean, the champagne glasses are in the cabinet.
Nah, but it does seem like I was about to say Chris. Sorry, Chris. It does seem like young Jock is struggling with some other internal issues between himself and women, because there was a lot of shots, mm-hmm. jabs, subliminals, and straight up disses towards women.
It's just like,
you all right?
It's just ginger.
You felt that when young Jock, that young Jock just hit you?
It's ginger in my water. And the ginger, I guess, just finally broke up in the water.
And it hit you
right
in the throat?
Right in the throat.
I wish I could think of a Jay-Z line with the throat, but I can't.
No, we're okay.
Anyway, yeah, I don't want to unpack everything he said, but I think he has some internal issues with women. Maybe he need to go lay on somebody's couch instead of talking to Vlad. Not this couch though.
Not my couch.
Not this one.
His nasty ass on my couch.
But yeah, men. I don't. I struggle with stuff like this because it's really hard for me to be. It's like I gotta have multiple hats on when we have these conversations. It's like, ooh, I make music. Ooh, I'm a feminist. Ooh, I'm a black guy. Oh, I'm a straight man who likes women. It's like this is
You're cisgendered.
Cisgender, you know what I'm saying? Hope you didn't just tell me the wrong thing. Imagine you told me the wrong thing and the niggas was like,
you were like, yeah.
you know, because I trust you, so.
No, you are cisgender.
Yeah, but imagine you just told me the wrong shit and niggas watching is like, I fucking knew it. I knew this nigga has some funny shit going on.
You are a man who was born born male who identifies as male.
How you know?
All right. And you are heterosexual, so you are a cisgender.
How you know?
Male.
Don't know what I do in the dark. All right, now, okay. In all seriousness, though, to say that the women don't get along and the men do, it's bullshit. It's a false equivalent. And honestly, if you're gonna compare report cards, the men have a really bad report card compared to the women. Yeah, like before this, you have what? Little Kim and Foxy? And before that, nothing on the same level. I mean, men have died over rap beefs. And I'm not even talking about in the 80s and 90s. I mean, like, still today.
Recently.
Yeah. And as far back as the 80s and the 90s. Like, me and I mentioned it the other day when we were talking about the Takeoff stuff. But me and Dre were talking about how hip-hop is kind of like reverting back to certain street things. And one of the things Dre mentioned specifically was DJ Scott LaRock, which a lot of people don't know who the fuck that even is, but that was KRS-One's DJ who got killed on some street rap, kind of both beef.
Yeah.
I don't know any women who've died over rap beefs. So, yeah, that's...
He's a clown. He's a clown. He's a clown for that. He's, first of all, the fact that he felt comfortable and safe enough to go to Vlad.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Says something. Okay.
That's why I addressed that first. Because to me, that was the first problem.
Yeah. But then to sit there and make it a whole conversation about how women don't know how to act accordingly, or don't know how to act with decorum, or don't know how to be in a good space with one another. Like, people have beef. People have problems.
Yeah, of course.
In music, people have beef and people have problems. Why don't you talk about the fact that Tory Lanez and August Alsina just got into a physical altercation recently?
Yep.
Over a dap, no less.
No. Over the lack of a dap.
Over the lack.
Over the denial of a dap.
The denial.
Over
of a
dap denial.
Dap denial.
Come on, that was all right there. Come on.
You're getting better.
Now I'm a Snicky. All comes back.
It's like, where's Young Jock living? Because he can't possibly be living among the rest of us that he doesn't know.
I think he just saw an opportunity to bust shots at women and was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get this shit off my chest.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
That's why I said I think it's a darker, deeper criminal link.
That's what it sounded like. But I mean, we've already spent too much time on him. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was ridiculous.
No, it is. And to say that, hold on, before we leave, to say that women rappers are not going to be around in 180 days, and then say, okay, wait, this time next year, I guarantee, for real?
Also, what is it that Young Jock does today? Because Is it music?
But why are you hating though?
But yeah.
Women rappers won't have this impact in a year? Wow. The hate is real.
Like I said, say you don't like women without saying you don't like women.
Word.
Cause like let's call it what it is. There are men who just don't like women.
Are we talking about cisgender? Kidding!
Like they'll have sex with them, they'll spend time with them, they'll date them, whatever, but they don't actually like women. They have a problem, a fundamental problem with women and their existence. And it sounds like he has one, but that's a whole other conversation for another
Indeed.
day and another podcast.
I'm about to say on another podcast. What else?
What else?
¿Qué más?
Okay, real quick. Takeoff's killer was arrested.
Oh yes, this is true. They have arrested Takeoff's murderer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's how you word it.
Yeah. They.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, I think it's good that they have been obtained by law enforcement,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm curious to see what's gonna happen because it was friendly fire allegedly,
Right.
but that doesn't excuse homicide.
Yeah, this is saying that the person was arrested on Thursday
Mm-hmm.
on a murder charge,
Mm-hmm.
and there was another suspect who was arrested prior to that on a charge of unlawful carrying of a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
They said that he was there on the scene and he was in possession of a weapon, and he's a felon, so that's why he got picked up.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, but I guess that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, it just happened. There's not a lot to really.
Yeah, it like gives their names, but we don't need to give their names or anything like that.
We're not glad.
No, but it's on the internet if you're looking for that information. So, just wanted to mention that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then next on the docket is
damn, allergies are like crazy. I know they're probably watching like, what is this nigga doing? My allergies are wild right now. Must be this plant.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what we got, and you tell me which way you want to go.
All right, let's go. Come on.
We got Lotto. We got Kanye. We got Jeezy. And Nas and 21.
All right, let's go.
And Rick Ross and Meek Mill. Oh, let's do that now.
I'm about to say let's do Lotto since we were just talking about women.
Oh, that's true. Lotto, and then that's it for the women, and we move on to the men.
Sure.
Okay. Lotto's music leaked.
Oh.
You know about this. I don't really know a whole lot about this.
All right, so I don't know what to say because I don't want to be accusatory.
But you about to accuse somebody, huh?
No, I don't want to do that. But someone, emphasis on someone.
But not you.
Not I, said the cat.
Okay.
Someone leaked like 120 songs that Lotto had in the stash.
That's a lot of music to leak.
Some were references, some were features, some were verses that other people put on beats that I guess she was supposed to go do stuff on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, this is everything Lotto had in the stash.
Yeah. Who got their hands on that? And how?
Man, I wish they were dresses.
So who do you think did it? Do you have a hunch? So you do have a hunch. Is there is it your hunch, or is it that there's a rumor of who did it?
Twitter has the receipts.
Who does Twitter think did it?
No, I didn't say that Twitter thinks anything.
Who does Twitter
Someone
say
said on Twitter
did it?
No. Someone said on Twitter.
Right.
I'm trying to answer your question.
You keep telling me no.
A little bit of patience.
I don't have that.
Someone said on Twitter a couple weeks back that they might be capable of doing certain things.
Wait, someone said,
and certain things have happened.
Someone said that they could leak her music? Why are you being cagey?
I already told you, I am not going to be accusatory on this podcast. I said what I said. They said what they said.
Who?
I know there's mad Jay-Z lines about snitching. Why can't one come to my head right now?
All right, then we're not going to talk about this because I don't know. How are we supposed to have a conversation if we can't?
But you can have a conversation. Someone leaked all of Lotto's music.
Right. And you're saying that the internet knows who did it.
I didn't say that.
All right.
I said...
All right. Nas and 21 Savage have a song
someone
together.
tweeted that they might be capable of doing certain things.
Do we know who the someone is? All right.
Yes.
So Nas and 21 Savage have a song together.
All right.
Because if we can't have a real conversation, then why are we having the conversation?
Because that would be me snitching.
You don't know those people?
All right, man. When Nicki and Lotto were going back and forth, Nicki said, and I'm paraphrasing, well, stop playing before niggas leak your shit.
She said that.
I'm paraphrasing. But she said, like, yo, stop playing because I could make things happen.
But how would she have access to that?
Hey, listen. She's the top dog. No, I'm just... Now, let me tell you what the internet did say.
Oh, now you want to gossip.
No, the internet said some shit that I think is really fucked up and funny. And for those who know me, know I love shit that's foul yet funny. Nigga said Lotto's password.
Oh, that was funny. I did see that. Yeah.
Nigga said Lotto's password must have been password 123.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. Super
foul, but funny.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah, so they leaked all her shit. I feel really bad for Lotto. Listen, I don't know if Nicki did it or not, but either way, that's some foul shit to do to somebody. I feel for Lotto. She's having an amazing year, will very likely win a Grammy, and is very deserving of said Grammy. I'm sure that they will put her with the right writers and get her discography right back to where it needs to be. But man, I know that shit gotta hurt. That's my take. What do you feel now that I've said everything?
I don't know much about it, so...
I should flip a table right now. You made me go through all of that to say I don't have much about it.
I don't know.
I just gave you everything. You don't need to be a detective. I just gave you all the everything.
But you said, listen, you're a representative for the pod, and you said enough. I don't think there's anything more to say other than, someone leaking your music, all of your music is fucked up. It is. And I would be pissed if I was Lotto. But yeah, I mean, it sucks.
Yes.
It sucks.
What a hot take.
You know what? Nas and 21 Savage.
Flaming hot takes here at the Let's Have a Real Conversation podcast.
Nas and 21 Savage. Let's move on to the men's and then.
21.
Can you do something for me? That's how it goes?
That is how it goes.
Oh,
Very
look
good.
at me. I heard it on TikTok. I gotta be honest. That's a sound on TikTok.
Yes, it is.
I said, let me add this to my favorites. I might need this for a little restaurant video or something.
Wow. I'm glad I have good self-control because that had been exactly how the podcast ended, with coffee just going right on the cameras.
No.
21 Savage and Nas put a song out together. Yes.
Yeah, and this comes after a clip went viral of 21 Savage saying, well, it was taken out of context.
Yes. Very good.
But the viral clip was that Nas doesn't matter today. I believe it was kind of what was said.
So 21 Savage was on.
Well, my bad.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to help.
No, I appreciate it, but I thought that's what it was.
21 Savage was on. What's the talking app?
What's the talking app?
Yeah.
Ooh. I just deleted it. House.
Yeah.
House.
Clubhouse. Teamwork.
Woo, yes. You take one word, I take the other.
That's it. Teamwork. Who want to battle us in Pictionary? You know
right.
what I'm saying? Charades?
Okay.
Nah, I'm just
Scrabble.
I don't want any smoke.
Scrabble team.
I don't want any smoke.
Zero.
I
fuck it up with the Scrabble. I
want any smoke.
I will.
Nah, I'm cool.
You want me on your Scrabble team?
There's no teams in Scrabble.
But you can make teams.
All right, let's have a real conversation about that another time. So 21 Savage was on Clubhouse, and they were talking about relevancy and music, and obviously he had the #1 album for 3 weeks with Drake. Her Loss is all over the charts. Everybody knows that, and apparently all over TikTok, as my yawning co-host knows, or just said a minute ago.
I'm just getting over the flu, okay? Sorry. Still need to rest.
Gonna have to buy a prop. Chris, put that in the notes. Props. Dress replacements. You got it?
Dress replacement.
You got that? All right.
Chris, you're fired.
Yo, stop. Don't start that shit again. Chris is an important part of our pod. Chris is the third member of the pod.
Yeah. I don't like him, but he still works for us.
The next time you want a coffee, you better get it yourself, because Chris gonna spit in that shit.
Well, I made this myself, so here's that.
Okay, next pod when you have a coffee, it tastes a little off.
A little studded cup.
Mm-hmm. Playing with Chris, he gonna fuck you up. Or fuck up your food or something. Anyway.
Kick Chris out my house.
Chris, I'm sorry. I really am. I don't know why she's like this. I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, 21. 21 Savage was on Clubhouse, and they were speaking about different things surrounding music, and somebody brought up Nas. I guess because King's Disease 3 was coming out. That part I'm not fully sure about. But he was saying, like, I'm not worried about Nas. Like, that's not relevant to me at this moment. And then people took that out of context, and of course people screen record and all that good shit. So the clip basically went viral of him saying, like, Nas is not relevant to me at this moment. And so the industry and everyone and the blogs and everything, shade rooms and all y'all know the spots, they went wild with it. So people thought that 21 was dissing Nas. He was not. And the good word is that actually this song was already in the works before
I was gonna say
that clip happened. Mm-hmm. Apparently they had already been working on something and how to put it together, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And so this just came, I guess it just became the perfect time to put it out. Yeah. Even though I'm sure they had some total other plan for it. But hey, you got to take advantage of these kind of moments. So.
Did you listen to the song?
Of course I listened to it.
It's called One Mic, One Gun.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I feel like they should have chose a different name, first of all,
Yeah.
because none of that was mentioned.
No.
And it wasn't like it had some fly DJ medley of both songs put together or something.
Mhm.
That would have made sense, but whatever. It's a cool song.
Hmm.
It's cool. 21 is cool. He's not my favorite guy, but it's interesting to hear him with one of my favorite guys. Not Drake, of course, Nas, just to be clear. And
Let's see what you did there. Mhm.
gotta be clear.
You gotta be clear.
Can't let the people be confused.
No,
As you see, things get taken out of context on the internet.
I honestly don't think anyone would have thought that your guy was Drake. So
It's not my guy.
yeah, that's
But yeah, it was interesting hearing them together. Nas did his thing. 21 did his thing.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I like Nas parts better. It almost was like a Nas song featuring 21. Nas did the hook.
yeah.
Nas, I think, had a longer verse too, but I could be wrong. I heard it once.
I liked it when he said,
Which he are you referring to?
I'm from New York. You can hear it in my vowels. I thought that was cute.
Yes.
Nas.
I mean, once you said that part, we know 21 Savage is not from New
Right.
York.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that. I mean, I thought the song was okay. I don't, it was fine. I don't think I'll go back to it.
I mean, if it came on, I wouldn't be mad at hearing it again, but I'm not going to have it on repeat mode.
Yeah.
I will say it's cool that Nas is doing stuff like this. Nas is a veteran. Nas is on fire right now.
He is.
And he really doesn't have to do any of this stuff.
No.
I mean, this is the same person who said hip hop was dead eons ago. And he meant the culture, but a lot of people took it literally and thought he was like dissing the South,
Mhm.
which came up in the Jeezy interview. We could get to that later.
Mhm.
So it's cool that he's doing it because he doesn't have to. And I think it's great that he's willing to collaborate with other artists who are doing their thing and that he's able to keep up with them in a sense because the sound that they have is not necessarily the sound that we're used to hearing from Nas.
Right.
But he doesn't sound like he's out of place on these songs. This is not the first song he's done with a younger cat, one of the current leaders of the industry. Is that face at Nas and the music or your drink? Please make it clear for the viewers.
My drink, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, because I was talking in turn and I just saw. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, man, that's how you feel about Nas?
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Love Nas.
Must have loved Takeover. So, speaking of a takeover,
The break's over.
Meek Mill held a concert
Yeah.
for the 10th anniversary of Dreams and Nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know.
Dreams and Nightmares, yes.
Oh, okay.
I
And-
mean, listen, didn't I just say I had the flu? I lost some brain cells.
Oh, okay. that's what we saying.
Yeah, I'm convinced that the flu like zapped some of the cells and they're still trying to reproduce. So, I should be good by next pod.
All right. Anyway, yeah, so Meek Mill did like a 10th anniversary concert. It was really cool, and we got to see the reunion between him and Rick Ross.
Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished.
All right, that was right on cue. That was good. Maybe you are good with the flu. Maybe you don't need to wait till next pod.
I just realized I hadn't sung or
I'm
rapped
trying to,
anything since
that's okay.
we started over an hour ago, and I thought it was time for me to just jump in.
That's it. Double Dutch.
Yeah,
You gotta do that.
You gotta jump in. You gotta make sure you pick up your feet though, because if you don't pick up your feet, you get tangled in the rope.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone laughs.
Everyone laughs, and you're out the game.
And you're out the
You
game.
gotta wait till next round.
This is true.
Yep.
So a lot of people didn't know that this reunion concert happened.
Yeah.
And now a lot of people are speculating because Rick Ross reposted the clip of the two of them on stage
Mm-hmm.
and wrote Maybach music as the caption, which is interesting because for those who don't know, Meek Mill is independent. Meek Mill recently dropped a project that is not on streaming, that you had to pay for to be able to get the link for,
Mm-hmm.
to listen to it, and all those good things.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that Rick Ross would put Maybach music
Maybach music.
when Meek Mill is currently on this independent journey.
So you think he's going home?
Do I think Meek Mill is going back to Maybach music? I do not.
Okay.
I'm saying people feel that Rick Ross is low key saying like, "Nigga, you still owe me one." Like this is only because of what I did for you, or
Mm-hmm.
because I helped you get in the door. Like people felt like he was kind of sunning him.
Oh, okay.
Not me. The interwebs.
Yeah. I know. I get it.
Just want to be clear.
Just.
I think sometimes people read too much into shit.
I agree.
And I don't think it's that serious. I'm happy for Meek. You know, to still be here 10 years later and thriving is a huge accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Many rappers come and go. Young Jock. Excuse me. And
apparently he drives an Uber now. Whatever.
Young Jock drives an Uber? What? Don't even. It's just to still be here 10 years later and thriving and doing all these great things, and now, you know, winning with this independent project because apparently it's doing very well, even though it's not on streaming. So, you know, I'm happy for Meek, and I think that should be celebrated. And I think that's the part we should focus on. How about focusing on the fact that him and Ross are able to do this despite all the rumors of beef and miscommunications and people getting fucked over and labels getting in the way of greatness. I think that's an accomplishment within itself.
Mm-hmm.
That there's friction or was friction. People are tweeting and putting things on intros of albums, and we're able to still see you guys on stage together. I think, to me, I think that's the part that we should be discussing, not the caption. Like, who cares?
No, I agree. I
yeah. And I know, 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 and I know.
I agree. I agree with what you said.
All right, let's move on.
No, it's fine to just like reconcile. It's fine to just, you know what? Let's set aside our differences so we could get this money together. Pause. Yeah, set them aside. Like, just it's okay to do those things. I think the internet gives us this false notion that like the conflict has to keep going.
Yeah. They want some beefs to be forever.
Right, because that's more interesting. Yeah. Or seemingly so. Mm-hmm. More interesting. Mm-hmm. Because it gives us something to talk about.
Yeah.
But there's also something to talk about in the fact that two people maybe had a problem and now they don't. I would want to know what the reconciliation was like. I would watch a whole hour of them talking about how they came to the point where, you know, we were mad at each other and now we're not. Right. And now we're going to go get some money together, do some shows or whatever it is, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I hate that we live in a world like that where people just, like, it's not to say there should be no conflict. We know that that's not true, and that, well, and look, we were just talking about how, you know, both men and women have problems, and look, Meek Mill and Rick Ross also had problems, but I don't think it's fair to live in this fantasy world where everybody gets along and all of that. But I do think that it's a beautiful thing when people do find a way to come together or find common ground or decide that they can move forward in a way that helps everybody. Like we were saying before when we were talking about Escape, you know, yeah, they have issues and all of that, but they're still doing shows. They're still, you know, they're still thriving. They're still figuring it out and figuring out how to maneuver around one another in a way that's profitable for all of them.
Right.
And at the end of the day, isn't that kind of what it's about? Like,
yeah.
Sure, the music, yeah, but when the music has already been made and you're able to still do shows and, you know, still do appearances or whatever it is together, then cool. Like,
it's like when Hove brought out State Property after all the beef was going on for years and people dissing him on records and all this shit on radio shows. And then it was like, hey,
it's peace in the place for your beef. I don't got what it takes to rap to make right. Yeah.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. No.
It's the dynasty, niggas.
All right, that's it.
As promised. Oh man, I want to listen to that now.
Dynasty intro?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I want to listen to that.
Na, 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 na.
Yeah. What a great intro.
Theme song to The Sopranos.
What a beautiful intro.
Bodied it.
Yeah, did. We really should have just sat here and talked about Jay-Z for 2 hours.
I mean, we kind of did. I've kind of been doing that.
You've made sure that we didn't forget them.
I haven't spoken about him.
But you've definitely spoke him into the conversation.
He's right here with us.
He's in the middle.
In the middle.
The baby in the middle.
You know what I'm saying?
What else do we have to get to? I feel like we're wrapping up soon.
Kanye.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, great. So let's not.
Do
like you do on your podcast. Go ahead.
Oh, well, we're not going to talk about. That is an actual segment.
This is one of my favorite segments from her podcast.
Segment on my podcast.
Hold on. Let me hype you up a bit.
Okay.
So on the Hardly Minding My Business podcast, Dashing D does a segment where she's like, here's what we're not going to talk about. Okay? Yeah. JD did some bullshit. Not me. This is an example. She's like, JD did some bullshit. And y'all know what bullshit he did. And that's what we're not going to talk about. Okay?
It's like you got to acknowledge it. So I acknowledge it, but then I don't talk about it.
It's great. It's one of my favorite segments of her pod.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Kanye.
No, you do it.
Okay. So what we're not going to talk about is.
No, you gotta bring that Hardly Minding My Business.
Oh, I gotta bring the energy. Okay.
Yeah, I just hyped it up. Now you got to deliver.
You did.
I put it by the rim. You
put me on the spot.
That's right. Now you got the Tomahawk Jam, that motherfucker.
All right. So here's the thing. We don't want to talk about it, so we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about Kanye West today, okay? We're not going to talk about the fact that,
Porn ruined his marriage.
We're not going to talk about the fact that he is still talking about Hitler. We're not going to talk about the fact that he is still trying to convince Black people that we are Jews. We are not going to.
I didn't expect that one. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was one you weren't even going to bring up. But I wasn't ready.
We are not going to talk about any of that. I know there was some other shit that he said, and we're not talking about that either. We're on strike. So we're not going to talk about that. If y'all want to know about what happened with Kanye in the past 2 weeks, go Google it. It's there. The Shade Room has it.
Everywhere. Daily
Mail has it.
No, they didn't pay us.
You're right.
Stop.
You're right.
That's enough.
You're right.
You're right. What am I doing?
What am I doing? But go ahead and look it up. It's there. We don't. Anyway, bye Kanye. Jeezy.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say we done. No.
This is our last topic. Jeezy on Drink Champs.
Yeah, Jeezy did a Drink Champs interview.
Mhm.
Apparently, this was his third one.
Apparently, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I saw a piece of it, but I know you saw it.
I watched it
So,
in its
the whole
totality. I'll be honest, I'm a Jeezy fan, but I say a lot here and off mic.
Mhm.
I don't really watch all the behind the scenes stuff and the interviews and who they're dating and what they're doing today and what's their favorite color. My favorite hue is Jay-Z blue. I could do this all day.
Did Jeezy speak about his wife and child?
He did.
He did.
Nori actually mentioned it before he did, but yes.
Because he's newly married and he has a new baby.
Yeah, he was rocking his wedding band. You saw it?
I saw the wedding band.
Yeah, he's
that is one hell of a wedding band.
Shining.
He's definitely shining.
All of this money.
All it is winning. Yeah.
So I've never seen a Jeezy interview ever in life prior to this. So this was really interesting to me. It was a slow start, in my opinion.
Yeah, I saw the beginning.
The first couple minutes, maybe the first 20 minutes are like, all right, this is cool, but this ain't really doing it. But then after that, it starts getting really interesting because he speaks about like a lot of different things that happened with him in the industry, a lot of things that happened with him personally, how some of those things kind of intersected. He speaks about his mentors in the hip hop game. He doesn't necessarily use those words, but he speaks about that, and that was really interesting. He speaks about a special moment of advice T.I. gave him that he never forgot. He speaks about what happened when there was. So I didn't even know this part, but apparently Jeezy got signed during a transition at Def Jam.
Okay.
So Jeezy got signed as Hove was taking over. Okay. So Kevin Lyles and that team that later that we all know now to be the powerhouses at Atlantic. A lot of people who know hip hop and this type of stuff, industry stuff, know a lot of them were at Def Jam first. So when they were leaving Def Jam is when he got signed. So he said they just kind of was like, hey, come to Def Jam on Monday, let's just say. And he got there and he's like trying to give his credentials to get his pass. And he's breaking all of this down. He's like, and then Jay-Z walks in and literally puts his arm around me. He's like, hey, come on, come upstairs with me. And that was the beginning of their relationship. He said he didn't even know like Jay was going to be there. Jay had this position. And so he talks about that and his relationship with Jay-Z and his relationship with Diddy and lots of interesting things. How he met Nas and really interesting stuff. So that for me was really interesting. Nori and DJFN made sure to let us know this was the third time he's been up there. They mentioned it multiple times throughout the interview.
Yeah, I realized that was very
and
important to them.
I think what was good was that they were trying to, I guess, get more in depth with certain things because, again, I haven't seen the other ones. But Nori was mentioning and EFN was mentioning in certain moments like, hey, last time we spoke about this, but we kind of just brushed the surface. Can you tell me more about why you chose a blue straw that day? Or, shit like that. Yeah. So I thought it was a really good interview. It was not like the super salacious, gossipy, got you on the edge of your seats. Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it? Oh my God. It wasn't one of those. Okay. But as someone who is interested in a lot of the industry and business side of things, it was really interesting for me. And again, as a Jeezy fan, it was interesting to see Jeezy in an interview setting. Never seen that. And it was also interesting to hear how his mind works as a businessman and how he has viewed music and how he's been embraced by a lot of like megastars. The only thing I did think was a little weird was anytime they mentioned a beef or something that was like a public tiff, he kept saying it was miscommunication. And he was saying that's like the root of problems that people have. A lot of times it's that they're not communicating or they're not communicating properly.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point I was like, all right, my nigga, but some of this shit was you. Like, even when you're telling the story, it's kind of like, you might have fucked up right there.
Right.
And so I wasn't smelling too much accountability sauce. I didn't get a big whiff of it. It's kind of like just hints of it in there. I don't know. It was interesting. That's the only, I guess, negative takeaway, quote unquote, I have. And I see why in a lot of those situations. Like he spoke about him and Ross, how Khaled kind of brought them together, and somebody else, I think it was hip hop. The person, not the culture.
I figured that.
I could be wrong. There were so many names mentioned in different situations, and that was interesting too because he was really keeping it a buck. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, Dashie B was there," and then Chris came over. Yeah, Chris messed up her coffee, but it was only because of the shit she said that other pod. And I was like, "Damn, he's really going in."
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting. I think it was more insightful than exciting.
Okay.
That's why I said like the edge of your seat thing.
Yeah.
But I was cool with that.
I was just about to say that sounds more interesting to me than
sometimes it is.
You know.
Like it's cool to hear like all the crazy. Yeah, we was having shootouts in the parking lot. I was sleeping with this person, and Big Pun was in love with me, and his wife didn't. You know, all of those things are cool, but
yeah.
I mean, it's also cool to hear like how he signed with Diddy for one album and got paid a nice amount of money.
Yeah.
And how he has all these different relationships in the streets, in the industry, and he talks about a lot of shit. A lot of shit is really interesting. He speaks about, I didn't know he had some like political show at one point or something. I don't know if it was a podcast or Nori mentioned it. He was like, yeah. But he speaks about his relationship with Obama and his relationship with Biden, and I thought that was all really interesting for me as someone who's into politics. I was like, oh, that's really interesting, and he says a lot of interesting things. It was insightful. It was interesting to hear his perspective on a lot of the things that you know of but don't really know of. And how some things kind of just fell in his lap. Like he got signed when Jay-Z was taking over. Jay-Z related to him in a lot of ways. I'm sure that was very helpful. He speaks about how Soul Survivor was one of the last songs for that album. And
I love Soul Survivor.
Yeah, it's
like
it's
my
a
top
classic
workout song.
That's an interesting workout song.
I know. It just, I don't know.
It soothes your soul.
It gets me. It gets me energized. I guess some of the words. It's like, okay, I feel like I could do this now. Let me keep running. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
It was just really interesting to hear those things. And Nori and DJFN didn't hold back. They asked him about a lot of the things they were privy to. Like apparently EFN was part of both the Bad Boy and Def Jam Street team simultaneously. So a lot of the stuff that was going on, he knew about because he was the one helping push the records and do the promo and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
So he was even saying like, yeah, down here there was confusion. Like we didn't know, was you this, was you that? Were you with this group? Were you not with that group? And so it was really interesting. And I have to kind of admit something. He did take a lot of accountability with one situation, which was Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, I saw that part. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, like, listen, I was really in Freddie Gibbs' way. And in the beginning, he said that a lot and kind of was like, I apologize to Freddie Gibbs. I don't think he really understood where I was coming from. That's my fault. But then later, towards the end, it kind of came back up. when he was talking about like his plan and his stuff he wanted to do with business in the industry, and he said I had to do a lot of growing myself because I didn't realize why certain things were so hard for me to do. He said it's because when I first came in the game, I still was on some street shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was cursing out executives and pissing people off. So of course, when I'm coming back trying to get Freddie Gibbs and other people a deal, they don't want to fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Not because Freddie Gibbs and the other people aren't dope, but because I done pissed niggas off and I don't even remember it.
Right.
But they ain't never forget it.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay,
that's
that's.
a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we hear about that with some other strong personalities in the industry.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, that part he took a lot of accountability. So I don't want to make it seem like he took zero for that one. He did take a lot of responsibility, accountability on, and I thought that was good. Again, it was not the like sit there with your popcorn and your mouth is salivating for what's coming next. Drink Champs has plenty of those.
Mm-hmm.
This was not that. But he let a lot of shit out. He spoke about a lot of his relationships that have gone bad, been mended.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a lot. It's just really interesting to hear all of the things that he's been through and where he is today, I guess I'll say. Mentally, in the industry, etc.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
If you're into those types of things, then I would watch it. But if you don't give a fuck and you just want to hear like salacious, juicy shit, you could skip this one.
Oh, it sounds interesting. I'm, I kind of like the origin story angle of it, because that's different. That's not necessarily the thing you always get when you listen to Drink Champs. So you get it from a lot of people. I don't want to say that they don't find that balance somewhere, but like you said, it's not the usual salacious. So no. I dated this person.
It's not the shit that goes viral.
Yeah. So that is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe I'll finish it.
It definitely gets better, but them first 20 minutes are not the flyest in my opinion.
Gotcha.
I can admit that.
Okay.
So,
well,
that's it. We're done.
That's it.
Peace. No, I'm just playing.
That was Let's Have a Real Conversation. All
right, wait.
Oh, you want to give one more Jay-Z quote before we go?
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's his birthday. It's December 4th.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Spotlight on you.
Oh, why is the spotlight on me? It's not my birthday. Although 2 days ago was my half birthday, but it's fine.
All right, this has been Let's Have a
You
Real
have
Conversation
not wished
podcast.
me a happy half birthday.
No, my question is, do you have so a while ago we said we don't have a favorite Jay-Z song. It's hard to choose one song.
No, I have a favorite Jay-Z song.
You do?
Yeah, you told everybody what it was. You don't know.
Oh.
We did say, though, that it was hard to choose a Jay-Z verse.
Ah, that's what you're right. Mm-hmm. Look at you. See, you got all the brain cells.
Most of them, yeah.
You're fine.
97%.
It's more than a lot of us.
Oof, I know.
So you don't know is your favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, my question was going to be, which I guess I can still ask, is do you have a favorite Jay-Z feature?
Favorite Jay-Z feature?
He does a lot of features over his career. Over his career, he's done a lot of features.
I don't think I can answer that.
No?
I don't think I can answer that right now.
Okay.
I got to think about that.
Right. What about a favorite Jay-Z album? To me, that's really tough. Everybody has those three that they always compare. Reasonable Doubt, Black Album, and Blueprint 1.
See, for me, I think
those are the three that a lot of people come. Like when people say, like, "Oh, Jay-Z's at his best right now," they're like, "But is he Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z, or is he Blueprint Jay-Z?" And then once Black Album came out, that became the new one that got thrown in. Since then, I haven't heard a fourth one go in there.
But to me, Black Album and Blueprint are tied
for number one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've listened to them both equally as much.
Okay.
I think I've enjoyed them both equally as much. I mean, I guess because my favorite song is on one of them
Mm-hmm.
and not the other, then I mean, if I had to choose, I would choose that one. But I actually do think that those two are,
Neck and neck.
yeah, for me, those are my favorites. Yeah.
All right. Well, what's your Jay-Z album that you think? No, it's the last one.
Okay.
And I'll answer it too if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'm waiting for you to answer.
I mean, I didn't gave them Jay-Z for 2 hours. I think I did enough.
But which Jay-Z album is your favorite album?
There's a lot of albums.
There are. That's why it's hard.
I mean, process of elimination makes it easier though. I think it's between Black Album, Blueprint One, and American Gangster. I love, which
American
that was why I was
Gangster.
about to ask the next question. So I'll answer it before you answer it. But
Mm-hmm.
I love the American Gangster album.
It's a good album.
It's a great album, even if you never saw the film.
Yeah.
And then if you saw the film and realized how he really was taking pieces of the movie and relating them to his real life and interweaving
That's fun.
His life and what was going on in the film simultaneously, it's like, wow, what the fuck? This is some wild, super fly shit. And then, have you ever heard the story of how the album was made?
No.
See, this is when I was reading all the magazines, and it's before social media was really on and popping. Jay-Z said in an interview, which I read, that they gave him an early copy because they wanted him to make the soundtrack. Or most of the soundtrack. And so he's like, all right, cool. So they gave him an early copy. He said he was watching it and he would be inspired by moments. So he would watch a scene, pause it, go create a song, come back, watch it, couple minutes later, man, I got some shit like that too. And he just kept going back and forth. Boof, film, boof.
Interesting.
Yo, crazy.
That is crazy. That's crazy. And dare I say genius.
There it is. So my question was, do you feel like there's a Jay-Z album that people sleep on the most? I think that album is American Gangster. I think in the list of Jay-Z discography, when people start putting things in the top 5, top 3, top 10, I think people completely forget to even think about American Gangster. And I love that shit lyrically. He is rapping at a time when they was like, we don't know if Jay-Z could still rap. That Kingdom Come shit was not great.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a whole nother topic. But all right, I don't like that face.
I'm gonna
end this pod. I'm actually slide. If not, I'm actually about to do 5 more hours of this pod.
I'm actually going to leave that with you because I don't know. I can't. It's hard because how often does Jay-Z get slept on? You know?
Oh, I think a lot.
I don't know. I have to think about that a
little
bit more.
Volume 1, people say is terrible and they hate it. I don't know why. Volume 1 does not suck. No. People say Kingdom Come was terrible. I don't agree. People don't like Blueprint 2, and I'm like, are you kidding? Blueprint 2?
Blueprint 2. You know what? That is my answer.
Your sleeper?
Yes.
Yo,
Blueprint 2 was dope. Okay, that's mine.
On, man.
That's mine.
One of my like top Jay-Z songs is from Blueprint 2.
That's mine. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yes.
Like, come on.
And maybe it was because, you know, at that point, I feel like I was just riding a wave. Like, he was putting out music, and I was like, yes, give me more. Like,
oh, yeah.
With each album, I was like, okay, you know, let's just collect them.
Yeah.
I that's definitely it for me, Blueprint 2.
That's your sleeper?
That's my sleeper. That's my sleeper.
Okay.
And on that note, a very special happy birthday to the king.
Hova.
Hova, 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 Hova.
Right.
H to the Izzo. Hovey baby.
Oh man, that's Blueprint 2 too.
Um,
Nigga said, I'm so far ahead of my time, I'm about to start another life. Look behind you, I'm about to pass you twice. Then on the remix, never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because you could, yeah, I know you
I
could go
know.
forever.
That's why I had to just shut up. Go ahead. End the pod. Take us home.
So happy birthday to our fave, Jay-Z. We dedicate this episode to you. And, honestly, all the more reason why I'm glad we didn't talk about that other thing. Because I feel like, this is good. This is good. We've had a fairly positive pod. And I'm glad we kept it that way. So happy birthday to Jay-Z. Don't forget to hit us up on the socials, LHRC Pod, on TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
And we will be back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Bye.